Welcome to my channel. Ever wonder why real English sounds so fast, like it's one big blur? You're not alone. Even learners who've studied English for years still feel lost when native speakers talk fast. It's like the words just melt together and disappear. But here's the good news. It's not your ears, and it's not your fault. Spoken English is a whole different game. The way people speak is not the same as how it's written or taught in school. Native speakers drop sounds, connect words, and speak with rhythm. And that's why it can feel impossible to keep up. But today, I'm going to show you exactly how to train your ear step by step to understand real, fast English. No pressure, no grammar rules, just real practice and real progress. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and stay with me till the end. You'll leave with a new way to listen and finally understand fast English like never before. Chapter 1. Why English sounds so fast. It's not just you. Let's start with a simple truth. If you've ever listened to native English speakers and felt like they were speaking a different language, you're not wrong. It really does sound fast. Sometimes too fast. You catch one word, maybe two, and then it's gone. You're left thinking, wait, what did they just say? That's frustrating, I know. But here's the thing. It's not your fault. And it doesn't mean you're bad at English. It just means no one has ever shown you how English really sounds when people talk in real life. See, native speakers don't speak the way textbooks teach. In real life, they reduce sounds, drop words, and link everything together. That's why it sounds like one long stream, no spaces, no clear stops. Let me give you an example. You might learn this question in school. Did you eat? But when a native speaker says it fast, it turns into, did ya eat? All one sound. The same thing happens with, what are you doing? That becomes, what you doing? Words connect. Sounds disappear. It's called connected speech, and it's completely normal. In fact, it's how we all speak our native languages. We cut corners. We speak efficiently. English is no different. But when you're learning, you're taught to listen for clear, careful words. And that works in slow conversations or language apps. But in real life, people don't slow down. They just talk. So if you're hearing a blur of sound, it doesn't mean your English is weak. It means your brain hasn't had the chance to get used to how English really sounds when it's fast. Let's do a quick experiment together. Imagine a native speaker says this sentence, I'm gonna grab a bite before class. If you're expecting to hear, I am going to grab a bite before class, your brain is looking for words that aren't even being said. That's confusing, right? But now that you know gonna is just going to, it makes sense. Your brain can catch up. That's what this chapter is about. Catching up by learning the sounds of real English, not textbook English. Another common one, I don't know becomes, I don't know. Say it out loud, I don't know. It's quicker, smoother. And that's what your ears will hear in shows, podcasts, conversations. So if your ears aren't catching full sentences, now you know why. It's not that you're missing everything. You're just not trained yet to hear these reduced, connected forms. That's going to change, starting today. Here's something else to try. Find a short video clip. Maybe a scene from a movie or a casual YouTube vlog. Listen to it once at full speed with no subtitles. Don't worry if it feels fast. Then rewind it, and this time, turn on subtitles. You'll be surprised. The words were all there. You just didn't hear them clearly the first time. That's the magic moment when your brain starts to wake up to connected speech. And this is the big point I want you to take away from this chapter. The way English sounds in real life is supposed to feel fast at first. Everyone feels that. But the good news is, it's not about being good or bad at listening. It's about training your ear. Just like learning to hear a new song. The first time it's noise, the third time it's familiar, and by the 10th time, you're singing along. So don't give up. In fact, this is the perfect place to start. Now that you know why English sounds so fast, because of reductions, linking, and dropped sounds, the rest of this video will show you how to work with that, not against it. In the next chapter, we'll teach you exactly how to use subtitles and slow speed in a smart way that actually trains your brain. You'll see how just a few small changes to how you watch or listen can make a big difference. You ready? Let's keep going. Chapter 2. Train your ear. The power of subtitles and slow speed. So now you know why English sounds so fast. It's not you, it's how English is spoken. That's the first step. The next step is training your ear to actually understand that fast, real-life English. And for that, you'll need two of the most powerful tools you already have: subtitles and speed control. Now, some people think using subtitles is cheating, but let me tell you, subtitles are not a crutch. They are training wheels. And every strong listener I know started with them. Why? Because subtitles help you see the words that native speakers are really saying, even when those words are reduced, linked, or blended together. And slow speed? That's another tool that changes everything. Most videos today let you slow the audio down, maybe to 0.9x or 0.8x. At first, that might sound strange, like people are talking in slow motion. But that slower speed gives your brain time to catch every syllable. You actually start to hear words you didn't even notice before. It's like turning the lights on in a dark room. So, how do you start training your ear with these tools? Let me show you a simple 3-step practice. You can do it today. Just find a short video, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, a movie clip, a vlog, a podcast with video, anything that's real conversational English. Then do this. Step 1. Watch it with subtitles, slowly. Try 0.8x speed. Read while you listen. Let your eyes and ears work together. This helps your brain connect the sound of the word to its shape on the screen. For example, when you hear gonna, you'll see it written as going to. That connection is powerful. Step 2. Now, watch it again without subtitles. Keep the speed slow if you want. This time, try to catch the same words using only your ears. You've already seen the words once. Now see how many you can pick up without reading. Step 3. Finally, go back to any tricky part. Replay it with subtitles on. Read and listen together. Focus on the words you missed before. Repeat that line a few times until your ear starts to catch it without help. That's the moment your ear begins to grow. You're not just hearing, you're understanding. Let me give you an example. I was watching a short scene where someone said, "You want to grab coffee later?" At first, I didn't catch it. It sounded like one long noise. "Ya wanna grab coffee later." But I slowed it down, read the subtitle, replayed it a few times, and suddenly it clicked. "You want to grab coffee later?" Now I hear that phrase everywhere. This kind of practice doesn't take hours. Just 5 minutes a day with one short clip is enough to make progress. And as you keep doing it, you'll notice something surprising. One day, you'll rewatch a video at normal speed, and suddenly, you'll understand more than you did before. That's not magic. That's training. And yes, subtitles are great. But here's a tip. Don't rely on them forever. After a few days with a clip, try watching it without subtitles from the start. Challenge yourself. You can always turn them back on later to check. It's like learning to ride a bike. At some point, you take off the training wheels and see how far you can go. Same goes for speed. You control the pace. If normal speed still feels too fast, slow it down again. No shame. This is your learning journey, and you set the tempo. That's the beauty of subtitles and speed control. You're not stuck trying to chase fast English anymore. You decide how fast it goes. And here's the big takeaway for this chapter. You are in control. That's powerful. It's not about trying harder. It's about practicing smarter. Use the tools. Build your listening muscle. Watch your progress grow. One day, you'll hear a fast sentence and think, "Hey, I actually understood that." And that feeling? That's the best. Ready to take it even further? In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to catch the most important words in a sentence, the ones that carry the meaning, even when everything else sounds like a blur. Trust me, this next step is a game changer. Let's go. Chapter 3. The Hidden Clues. How to Catch the Right Words. Okay, now that you're starting to hear English more clearly with subtitles and slow speed, let's unlock the next level. Understanding without needing every word. Sounds impossible, right? But it's not. In fact, this is exactly how native speakers listen, even in their own language. We don't hear every single word. We catch just enough to understand the meaning. And most of that meaning comes from just a few key words. So what are those key words? They're usually the nouns, people, places, things, main verbs, what's happening, and sometimes strong adjectives or question words. These are the words that carry the core message. Everything else, little helper words like a, the, was, to, and because of, usually get reduced or blended when people talk fast. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone says, "The teacher canceled the class because of bad weather." Now, in fast speech, it might sound like, "The teacher canceled the class 'cause of bad weather." Hard to catch every word, right? But let's pull out just the key words. Teacher, canceled, class, bad weather. Even with just those, your brain gets the message. Something happened. A teacher canceled class, and the reason was bad weather. That's 80% of the meaning from just a few words. Let's try another one. She's going to meet her friend at the coffee shop after work. Fast speech might sound like, she's gonna meet her friend at the coffee shop after work. If you catch just meet, friend, coffee shop, after work, boom, you understand it. This is the big idea of this chapter. You don't need every word. You need the right words. And those are the ones speakers stress. They say them a little louder, longer, or clearer. Your job is to listen for those. Think of them like anchor words in the sentence. You grab those and the rest fills itself in. Let's practice together. I'll say a sentence, then we'll pick out the key words. Here's one. My brother bought a new phone last weekend at the mall. Keywords: brother, bought, new phone, weekend, mall. You already know what happened. Here's another. They watched a scary movie last night and couldn't sleep. Keywords: watched, scary movie, last night, couldn't sleep. Now you try. Listen to this. We're planning a trip to the mountains next month. Pause and ask yourself, what words stood out? Probably planning, trip, mountains, next month. And that's the full story. This kind of listening gives your brain space to relax. You're not trying to decode every single sound. You're just listening for the main signals. And once you train your ear this way, you'll start understanding fast speech. Not because it's slowed down, but because your brain got smarter about what to listen for. Here's a little tip. Record a short sentence from a podcast or video. Play it once at normal speed and try writing down just the key words you hear. Then check the transcript or subtitles. Did you catch the important parts? If yes, great. If not, try again. The more you do this, the faster your ear gets. This is the first time many learners get that real-time understanding. When fast speech happens and they realize, hey, I didn't catch every word, but I understood what they meant. That's a powerful moment. That's real listening. So remember, next time you feel lost in fast English, don't panic. Zoom in on the keywords. You'll be amazed how much you actually understand. And once you're comfortable with this, you're ready for the next level, spotting how those fast sentences get reduced and blended. That's exactly what we'll do in the next chapter. We'll explore common reductions and show you how to hear what's really being said, even when the words seem to disappear. You're doing great. Let's keep going. Chapter 4. Learn the shortcuts, reductions, and real spoken English. By now, you're starting to catch more of what people say. You know it's not your ears. It's the way English is spoken. You've trained with subtitles and speed. You've learned to focus on the important words. But maybe you've still had this thought. It sounds like they're saying something completely different from what I learned. And you'd be right. That's because real spoken English is full of reductions, shortcuts that native speakers use all the time. They don't do it to be difficult. It's just how the language naturally flows in conversation. They say things quickly, and to save time, words get blended, squished, and reduced. And if no one ever taught you this before, of course fast English sounds like a blur. Let's break that blur down together. Here's what a reduction sounds like. Want to becomes wanna, going to becomes gonna, did you becomes didja, what are you becomes whatcha, give me becomes gimme. See the pattern? Words get softer, shorter, and connected. This isn't lazy English. It's just how real people talk. Let's try a few together. First the full form, then the reduced version. Say them out loud with me. I want to eat. I want to eat. She's going to call me. She's gonna call me. Did you see that? Did you see that? What are you doing? What you doing? Let me help you. Let me help you. Notice how different it feels to say the reduced form. It's faster, smoother, and sounds more natural, because this is what your ear hears in real life. So how do you practice understanding this fast English code? Here's a simple method that works. Step 1. Find a short video or clip of a native conversation. You can use a vlog, podcast, or even a movie scene. Step 2. Listen closely and write down what you hear. Focus on reductions. Step 3. Say the full version of the sentence out loud. For example, what are you doing later? Step 4. Then say the reduced version out loud. What you doing later? Go back and forth between the full and reduced form. This helps your brain connect what you learned in class with what you're actually hearing in the real world. Let's practice with a few more examples. I've got to go. I gotta go. You should have told me. You should have told me. We have to leave now. We have to leave now. I don't know. I don't know. And now a sentence. I'm going to get something to eat. Full version, I am going to get something to eat. Reduced version, I'm gonna get something to eat. When you listen and speak both versions, something amazing happens. You stop guessing. You stop feeling confused. You recognize the pattern. You decode it. This is the big moment of the chapter, the aha. Oh, so that's why it sounds like that. It's not that they're saying something weird. It's that they're saying it fast. Once you know how to spot these reductions, you stop feeling lost. You start feeling in control. And here's the fun part. Once you hear these reductions more clearly, you'll also start to use them when you speak. It just happens naturally. You'll say gonna without thinking. You'll say lemme or gotta, and it will sound more real, more fluent. So here's a challenge for you. Find one short clip, maybe 30 seconds. Listen and write down every reduced word you can catch. Then write the full version underneath. Say both out loud. Do this once a day for a week and watch how your listening power grows. English is starting to feel less like a mystery and more like a pattern you can unlock. That's the decoder skill. And when you get this, when fast speech turns into something familiar, you're no longer just studying English. You're living in it. In the next chapter, we're going to take this even further. We'll talk about chunks, those small groups of words that speakers use all the time, like at the end of the day or you know what I mean. These chunks are like the glue of spoken English, and when you learn them, fast speech becomes even easier to follow. You're doing amazing. Let's keep going. Chapter 5. Chunks, Rhythm, and the Music of English. You've made it this far, and by now, you've seen the patterns. You've seen how English speakers reduce and blend words. You've learned how to catch just the key words to understand the big picture. But now it's time for something even more powerful. Something that makes English feel smooth, not just understandable. It's time to learn the music of English. Yes, music. Because English isn't just a language. It has rhythm, melody, and flow. And when you learn to hear that rhythm and speak with it, everything becomes easier to understand. You stop hearing random noise and start hearing chunks of meaning, like a song you've heard before. Let's start with chunks. A chunk is a small group of words that go together so often, they feel like one word. Think of phrases like, at the end of the day, look forward to it. You know what I mean? Kind of like. On the other hand, when native speakers say these, they don't pause between each word. They say the whole chunk smoothly, almost like it's one long sound. That's why, to beginners, it can sound fast. But it's not speed, it's flow. Let's try it. Say these out loud with me, slowly first. At the end of the day, look forward to it. You know what I mean? Now let's say them again, but this time naturally, with a little speed and rhythm. At the end, a third day, look forward to it. You know what I mean feels different, right? You're not reading word by word. You're speaking in units. And that's exactly what native speakers do. They don't build each sentence from scratch. They use ready-made chunks that carry meaning and emotion. Now, let's add another layer, rhythm and stress. English has a beat. Not every word is spoken with the same weight. Some words are stressed, said louder and longer. Others are unstressed. They get softer and quicker. This creates that up and down melody you hear in English. It's what makes it sound musical, not flat. For example, listen to this question. Are you coming with us? When said naturally, the rhythm rises and falls. Are you coming with us? The pitch goes up on you and peaks at coming, then drops on with us. Now let's try a full line from a casual chat. I was thinking we could grab lunch around noon. Stressed words are thinking, grab, lunch, noon. The rest, softer, quicker. They connect the sentence but don't carry the main weight. Let's break it into two versions. Slow and natural. Slow, I was thinking we could grab lunch around noon. Fast, I was thinking we'd grab lunch round noon. You hear how the sentence speeds up, but the rhythm is still there. The stressed words give it structure, like drum beats in a song. Your job isn't to understand every tiny word. It's to ride the rhythm, feel where the beat is, and let your ear follow the flow. And here's where it gets exciting. Try this. Pick one sentence, maybe from a movie or podcast. Listen to it a few times, write it down, then repeat it. First slowly, then try to match the music of the original. You don't need to be perfect, just match the beat. When you do this, and I mean really try to feel the rhythm, something amazing happens. You go from textbook English to real English. You stop sounding robotic and start sounding natural. Your brain also starts processing fast speech differently, not as a wall of noise, but as flowing patterns you recognize. This is your top moment. The first time you match the rhythm of a native line. It feels like magic. It's like singing along to a song you love. Not just reading the lyrics, but feeling them. And this is your spike. For the first time, English feels alive. Not just rules and grammar. Not just slow words on a page. It feels human, emotional, musical. Like something you can really learn. So here's your simple practice. 1. Pick a sentence with a chunk, like you know what I mean. 2. Listen to it in real speech, a show, a vlog, or a podcast. 3. Say it slowly, then say it naturally, trying to match the rhythm. 4. Record yourself, compare, tweak it, try again. Each time you do this, you train your ear and mouth together. You're not just understanding English, you're becoming fluent in its music. And here's the best part. Once you learn to recognize chunks and rhythm, you'll hear them everywhere. English won't sound like a blur. It will sound like something familiar, something you can catch, something you can speak. In our next chapter, we'll go even further, from rhythm to immersion. I'll show you how to bring English into your life daily, so your brain gets used to fast speech without even trying. You're doing great. Ready to level up? Let's go. Chapter 6. Live with English. How to build daily immersion without stress. You've made it to the final chapter. That already tells me something important. You care. You're not just curious about English. You're ready to live with it. And that's what this last chapter is all about. How to build a simple, low-stress routine that makes English a part of your daily life. Not something you only study in quiet moments, but something that moves with you. In your ears, in your thoughts, even in your background. Let's begin with one small idea that changes everything. You don't have to understand every word to learn. That's a big one. I want you to hold on to it. Most learners try to catch everything, and when they miss something, they feel defeated. But here's the truth. You don't learn fast English by forcing yourself to understand every single word. You learn it by living with it, by hearing it so often in so many forms that your brain naturally starts picking it up. This is called immersion. And the good news? You don't need to move to an English-speaking country to get it. You can build it right where you are, in your home, during your walk, while washing dishes or lying in bed. There are 2 types of listening I want you to use in your new routine. Both are powerful, but they serve different purposes. First, active listening. This is when you sit down and focus. You choose a short clip, 1 to 2 minutes long. You might use subtitles or a transcript. You pause, you rewind. You write down chunks or words you don't know. You repeat the same part again and again until it makes sense. This is like a workout, focused and intentional. Just 15 minutes a day of active listening can build real skills. But then, and this is just as important, you switch to passive listening. Passive listening is relaxed. You don't take notes, you don't pause, you just play English in the background. While cooking, walking, cleaning, relaxing. Podcasts, radio, vlogs, interviews, anything with real English conversation. No pressure to catch every word. You let the rhythm and melody of the language wash over you. Your brain is still learning, even when you're not focused. Here's a simple daily plan you can start with. 15 minutes of active listening. Pick a short clip, add subtitles, write 3 new phrases, repeat tough parts. 30 minutes of passive listening. Just play something while doing other things. No notes, no stress. You can do this daily. Or 3 times a week. What matters most is that you're consistent and kind to yourself. Now here's a secret that advanced learners often forget to share. The more variety you listen to, the stronger your ear becomes. Why? Because English isn't just one voice. It comes in many flavors, different accents, styles, and speeds. So don't stick with just one speaker. Mix it up. One day, American vlog on daily life. Next day, British news or interview. Another day, Australian podcast or comedy show. Also, mix topics. One day, you hear about travel. Another day, it's technology. Then, maybe health or culture or food. Each topic has its own words, its own phrases. Your brain becomes flexible, ready for anything. At first, some accents might feel hard. Some topics might sound fast or strange. That's okay. That's the point. Over time, your ear adjusts. It learns patterns, and suddenly, one day, a new voice starts to sound normal. And that's your top moment. When you imagine this new version of your life. You, doing laundry while a podcast plays. You, laughing at a joke on a British vlog. You, walking to work while catching a phrase from a show. You're not just studying English, you're living with it. This is your final spike. English isn't just a subject anymore. It's a part of your world. It's in your habits, in your headphones, in your little daily routines. You don't need to study all day. You just need to show up again and again, and the language will meet you there. So here's your invitation. Build your playlist. Choose 3 to 4 sources: a podcast, a YouTube channel, a show. Mix accents, mix topics, play them often. Set a 15-minute timer for focused practice, and then let English just be there while you live your life. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Thanks so much for sticking with me till the end. That already shows real commitment. If this video helped you understand fast English even a little more, go ahead and hit the like button. It really supports the channel and helps more learners like you find this kind of English. Also, leave a comment below and let me know which chapter helped you most. Was it the part about reductions, subtitles, chunks, or maybe just realizing you're not alone in this? I'd really love to hear your story. And hey, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. This channel is all about real-world English that's friendly, simple, and made just for learners like you. No pressure, just progress. Until next time, keep practicing, keep it comfortable, and remember, fast English is just slow English in disguise.